Hey, much. Only a Gemini can feel it. You know what's so crazy as a woman that I can relate to a man's song where I feel like I need to play this to, some men that I dated years ago where I had to apologize because it's the Gemini in me. I didn't mean it. You know, that's one thing. Okay, I am going to talk about the saga, but as a woman, y'all, I literally had to apologize to some men I dated years ago. Granted, I'm old, broke, busted, and disgusted now, but I had to apologize to some men because I just didn't know how to, be soft. And that was hard to admit, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to, and we're still friends to this day. But just shout out to learning and growing and all that stuff. And I literally had to apologize to a few. Like, I am so sorry, that I wasn't, you know, a woman or a lady enough at that time in my life, That's a very, very hard pill to swallow. And a lot of people don't necessarily get there. But when you get older, you have to say certain things and admit it. So, shout out to y'all. Just finished some lemon peanuts. Lemon peanuts? What that do? Hey, school psych. What's up with lemon peanuts? So to the saga, y'all. To the saga. Because I had some thoughts and I was like, you know what? But then I'm like, no, I can and I will. Because who gonna check me, boo? At the end of the day. Um, when it comes to RH, I was when he got into I don't know if she's striking or what's going on with that situation because I'm kind of out of the loop. So I don't know if she likes her name spoken or what. But let's just say when it came to Paprika, um, I was happy to see him with someone older that seemed more mature at that time, right? However, there was still a part of me that was saying, it's a little too public. And some of the videos seem forced. I don't know if it's authentic. She still seems like a nice person. I was supportive, yes, because I like that there was a difference, when it came to what we were accustomed to and what we seen, previously with his ex-wife, right? So I was happy of that. Like, okay, we have someone older, a bit mature, no shade, no tea, she is attractive, at least to me. And I said, okay, great, right? But there was still a part of me saying, I don't want it on the internet, but I'm not him. He does what he wants to do. I don't know that man. I didn't know his story. I inserted myself into his business, right? So when shit hit the fan, so to say, I wasn't necessarily one that was shocked. Like it was a moment of like, oh wow. But there was still an underlying like, I'm not shocked, right? Yes, thank you. Hit the like or go, please. My lives are very intimate as it is already, and just people that rock with me. So if you're here and you're not gonna hit the like button, please leave. I just don't have time. Just please leave if you're not gonna hit the like button. Please leave. I'm 100% okay if I'm just talking to three people. I'm not on it like that. So when it came to Paprika, and only saying that not out of disrespect, I just don't know if she like her name spoken and all that there. So I wasn't necessarily shocked when Ish hit the fan. She looked tired to me. You know what, Miss Andrea? I can't say, like, I feel like I would be, it would sound weird. Like, I can't say, like, looking at her, like, I think she's easy on the eye. Like, I wouldn't be like, oh, she's hideous. You know what I mean? But when it comes to the tired look, I can kind of see that. But then maybe that was just in the company she kept. I don't know. But I can't say that she was an unattractive woman. Hey, Miss Kimberly, what you doing, girl? I can't say that she was unattractive. So when shit hit the fan, I wasn't one that was like, I cannot believe it. Like, I really wasn't. However, I still stand firm where I feel like certain things shouldn't have been on the internet and some of it seems forced or like I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it all the way, right? So then in comes Amina, chat Amira, and she's quirky, and things that were about her past were put out there, whatever. But I was looking at the timeline and I was like, wait, this just seems a little fast to me. Again, I don't judge, but keep in mind, RH is also one. I believe they were married within what, 90 days? So I'm looking at this dynamic and I'm saying, wait, one video I see he's with this attractive woman again, very attractive woman. I would be a hater to say if that Amira was not easy on the eye. You know what I mean? That's just some hating shit. So I'm like, wow, another attractive woman, great, right? But then I'm looking at the timeline, and again, it could be because I'm not tuned in. But next thing I know, like we're in the house and we're meeting the kids, and I was like, whoa, did I miss something? That seemed very quick to me. Again, to me, not judging. But we have to keep in mind, we are also talking about a marriage and a story with two people that shook the internet. But keep in mind, they were wed within a very short amount of time without even necessarily knowing one another. That's their fault. We all fought about it, but at the end of the day, there were two people, two adults that made a decision. That was their fault. That's my opinion. Moral of the story, lesson, don't marry somebody so quickly. So when I seen Miss Amira and RH, and I'm like, wow, all right, she's in the house, done met the kids. This is something. And maybe I'm old school. I'm kind of one of those people, unless like you, like if you know, you ain't meeting my kids or child. There's like limits to that. Me as a woman, not bringing my child around you unless I know this is something. And then it has to be, again, me, I'm a minimum of 1 year. That's just me. No shade to anybody that does anything differently. I just thought like, wow, this is a little too quickly. Hey, Noodle, to me. So I'm like, wait, we in the house or whatever. And then there was videos, they were all in the house, and what's her name, Pretty B, I think it was Pretty B. It came over and I'm just like, okay, like uh 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 uh. So again, I am not one of those people that are shocked that, this is, we're best friends. Paprika was a best friend. I'm not shocked at that by far. I'm not. Now, what's to come of it? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Um, but I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. Now, with all of that said, before I get into my next critique, because a lot of people that people have a hard time with accepting the fact that you can still support someone in a way or see that they were wrong, but still call them out. And that's not who I am anymore. You know what I mean? I stand alone now. No alliances, nothing of the sorts, no groups, no cliques. So my thoughts are just that, my thoughts alone, period. So, with that being said, before I get into the critique, as I said again, and it's going to be like I feel like it's a broken record, I will forever think that RH was dragged on this internet. I will forever think that he was wronged and it didn't have to go this far. I will forever think that his genitalia being out there was wrong. Absolutely. All of that. But what else I think is wrong? Him walking around in that kitchen, knocking things over with whatever was going on in his downstairs area. But that's a whole nother conversation. But I want to get to, hey, Tanya, as I want to get to where we are currently when it comes to content. So, a lot of, well, there was, keep in mind, to be fair, as the story goes, RH had a name for himself, which is why the ex wife slid into his inbox to begin with. So he was established in his own right. And I think that it would be unsettling if you can't admit that. You know, he was a name prior to, which is why She slid in the messages and wanted to work with him in some way, right? You don't just slide into the messages of someone that doesn't have things popping. So, nonetheless, at that time, he was making a name for himself outside of family man, whatever. He had his own style, his own niche, so to say. And then his content changed. He became in a relationship, and then it went to family dynamic. And people love that, right? People love the family dynamic, especially brown families. We don't have a lot of that on the internet. So when they came together, they killed it. Brown family, blended family, great, right? Great content. Then the divorce, all hell broke loose, abuse allegations, all this crazy, right? And he's left to find his footing. What goodness, I knew my allergies was about to start. Oh gosh. So it really won't be long. So as I guess a sidewalk supporter at this point, I feel like RH is struggling with finding his niche. And only he can determine that and change that. Because me watching and being intelligent, I've seen moments in which he put videos out because of hurt, my opinion. I've seen videos that he's done because of frustration, my opinion. I've seen shady videos that he's done to get a reaction, my opinion. But now when it comes to the content, people are waiting to see like what are you going to do? What now let's see you. And what I'm seeing is AI videos, AI songs, action hero, and it's all over the place. And it's sad to see because regardless, this is someone that had a name and something going on before that, before the marriage. He had a name, he had a genre, he had a niche, he had a lane. So right now, mid 40s, competition is crazy. You have to find your lane. Because what's happening now, when it comes to the internet, certain things simply aren't funny anymore. Certain things people just aren't going to support anymore. Trust me, I know. You have to find your lane. And you can find your lane and you can get it back, but not when you're all over the place, where you don't understand where you're coming from. And this isn't to say I want this person to fail. No, absolutely not. In fact, there's not too many. I don't wish for people to fail. That's not even who I am. But I will say when it comes to the content, sometimes to me, my opinion, mine, it's not funny. Sometimes it's immature. Sometimes it's what is this? But you have a talent and you have a gift. That's undeniable. But you have to find that footing after the trauma. You have to find your lane after the trauma. And I think so many times people try to keep up with the trends that they're missing the fact that people like at this point in age, they like to see men be men and have adult conversations. Unless you're a comedian, you know? People go to comedians for comedian stuff. Like if you go to, what is it, Lou Jones, he's hilarious. If you go to DC Young Fly, he gonna give you that, but he's also a little serious. Any creator that you think of has their lane. Desi Banks, he's now killing it right now with he has this series where he's talking about how it used to be back in the day. But you know what you're going to get there. You have a lane. He has to find his lane after the trauma. I didn't know that RH was an action hero. I didn't know. But as I've said before, and I will always say, I'm not a fan of AI because I feel like that takes away from the real creators. I feel like AI takes away from the real creatives. I think that Chat GPT takes away from the real writers. I'm not a supporter of any of that. because there are some people that went to school for journalism. There's some people that went to school for videography. You know, I feel like that takes away from the art. And if you are a lover of the arts, I don't like the cheap route of where we're going. Thank you, school site. And that's all. That comment right there is enough to let me know that this live reached at least one person that understood. I respect that wholeheartedly and thank you. Truly. So when it comes to the creatives and our kids now that might want to get into that, look at our kids that might be artists that can paint something. Imagine your child that you buy art supplies for, and they can now simply just go into an app and say, draw me this. This is taking away from the creativity of the creatives that we are. So I will never be of supportive of something that is computer based. I want to see you, your creativity, what you created, your voice, not something AI generated. Like, I don't like any of that. Because as crazy as it was, I'm sorry, you can laugh at it or whatever. Drop It Low was a catchy motherfucker. That wasn't AI. That and I Hate You More. I'm sorry, I will forever think that I Hate You More is a very nice bop. Just saying. And that's no AI, that's no computer generated. That is just pure talent of someone doing something that is their gift. There are still people out there that are not supportive of the new wave of technology with these shortcuts that people are taking. Why are you doing that? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? You can look away if you want. I really have to learn a new term because people are like, "What you doing?" I'm like, "Playing with my cat." Like, pause. You know what I mean? Playing with my kitty. Like, there's no way to say it where it doesn't sound crazy. But I enjoy playing with my kitty. Pause. You know, Sonic, what are you doing? Um, you know, that is talent. That's talent. That's the shit I like. Me. And again, everybody's different. Some people might like that. And no shame to you if you do. This is not to insult you because I can respect you even if we have different opinions. I'm an adult. I'm a whole woman out here. You know what I mean? Just talk to me nice because I got PTSD and I'm still in anger management. You know what I mean? So he has to find his lane. And that's what I would love to see one day. His lane, who he is. Because I still see something where it's like, am I looking at a middle-aged man or a 20-year-old? It's just not hitting for me, you know? Which brings me to of not hitting my last saga moment with things as of late. And I won't go there too much in details, but for those who understand what I'm saying, you'll understand what I'm saying. My last part of the saga, where the saga is just a red-headed nappy wig on the side of the road at this point that has been ran over, you know? Um, what I think people, especially if you don't know, you know, the extent and how far it goes back, when it comes to the saga, right? And I think every now and then we need a reminder of just things that have taken place. Family relationships were ruined because of this shit. Friendships. Motherfuckers been in court, in jail. I literally don't see what is still so interesting about it. You know what I mean? That's like that good sex that you have after a while. That sex might be good, but you like, well, wait a minute. Well, every time me and you have sex, something got to happen, or I'm fighting somebody in the street over this penis. You know, after a while, you got to say, "Well, I'll be damned." You know what I mean? Well, I'll be damned, and it just keeps going. The ex-wife is still gonna make a video, and then turn around and pop her ass. RH still gonna make some weird video where I don't understand what lane he's in, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. And meanwhile, relationships have ended. Ended. As in final. I tell you what, for those that didn't, if you didn't watch the verses, I'm a lover of music. I literally have a record player full of albums. I like vinyl better. But there's a lot of songs that never make it to mainstream media that are amazing. And Joe didn't do this one song that I like, and I like it because the band that's playing behind him is amazing, and the trombone on this is beyond sexy, beyond sexy. I'm going to be extremely rude in a minute when my part come up because I'm a sucker for a breakdown. But when it comes to this, literally, y'all, what the? I mean, what it literally, if you, it is the same thing. It is a pattern, the same thing, over and over. It's provocative. Go with it. It gets the people going. We see the same thing from both of them at this point. She's gonna make a video and talking about her haters. She's gonna twirl her ass. RH is gonna make a video and shade somebody. At this point, y'all need to be shamed. Like, stop it. Like, stop playing on people's coat strings. Stop it. Hold up, is this the breakdown? From the bed to the wall. Ooh. Hey. I'll be all up in you, babe. Pop your shit, Joe. Neighbors say it, I wanna know what the hell she's screaming for. Hey. I'll give you all the things you beg for more and more. From the bed yes. To the walls, okay. Let's go. Let's play. Till the perfect day, 'cause you got the leading role. And love's greatest episode. Pop your shit, Daddy. From the bed to the wall. Fireplace. Make a night to remember. Yes. Breakdown. Lights, camera, action. Pop your shit. Mm-hmm. Oh, baby. Let's go. Make a night to remember. Make a night to remember. From the bed to the walls. Oh, babe. Make a night to remember. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Look, listen, I'm too busy being sexy and enjoying being a woman, loving my curves and my skin. I love when I put cocoa butter and shea butter all over my legs and my feet are soft. I am too busy being sexy to be worried about somebody twirling and acting a fool. You understand me? So, To the topic at hand. Will the real adults please stand up? At some point it would be nice to see something of substance. Okay. And Miss Andrea, that part, Pooh. Listen, if y'all don't know about Joe and that Love's Greatest episode, get into it. But at some point, though, I want to see something of substance. At some point, it would be nice to see something different. It's all kind of redundant at this point and embarrassing. I get secondhand embarrassment by watching certain things, but again, that's just me. Some people like the drama. Some people like that. And no shade if you do. If that's how you give it up, that's how you give it up. Respect to you, mama or papa. You know what I mean? But me, that's been here and done this from the beginning, show me something different. You know? I don't understand people throwing good money nightly for all this foolishness. Come on, somebody. Okay. You know? Now, if we want to have some adult conversations about it, which I could have done from the beginning, again, I'm going to sit here and say I contributed, you know? Like, I don't know how many times I'm going to say that. I'm going to continuously say it, you know? Could have done something different, could have shed some light on this in another way, could have been mature about the situation, but we didn't. It was embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It was embarrassing what was done. This is literally the epitome of what they think of us and what they say. Dife is called on people. Siblings no longer speaking. Bank records. He don't got no money. He don't know how to fuck. I mean, literally, this was every stereotype that everybody contributed to. And at some point, the two people too need to be shamed. Because regardless of what you see, when you're out on the street, people know you from this. So you can smile and twirl and all of that, but you are forever going to be stopped and be associated with this. With your ex-husband, your ex-wife, you're always going to be stopped. People are always going to know some embarrassing moment, whether it's at your child's school, child school, child school. You know what I'm saying? You have to live with that smut on your jacket and what you've done. They're always going to see that. They'll see mommy getting arrested and handcuffed by the minivan. They'll see daddy and his with his penis knocking everything over in the damn kitchen. I mean, at some point, y'all need to be shamed. Not me. Because those are your actions and not the actions. Granted, y'all can get up here and yell and talk about supporters and what the supporters do, but then let's talk about what you did too. Because you're going to have to live with that. And those videos are out there. And it could be years from now at somebody's graduation or at your child's function. And they're going to say, oh my goodness, I saw you. Didn't you get arrested in your minivan? Oh my God, I saw you. But didn't you have an erection in the kitchen knocking things over with your genital? That's your actions, not mine. And that doesn't mean I still don't support. I'm just a realist. Agreed. School. You know what I mean? I can support you. Still call it out. These are things you have to live with, your behavior. And can you hold your head up high in the child assembly when somebody next to you is going to point out something that you did on the internet? That time when you were in handcuffs in the minivan, or that time when you were in a Spider-Man costume. Is that shit really funny at 50? Is that shit really funny at 40? Is that shit really funny 30-something? Like, is that funny? When you're out in the real life, is that funny? Is that the legacy that you want to leave? Something to think about. So, on that note, I am going to go back to being a woman and being sexy. And I just started junk journaling, and it is the funnest, bestest new project that I've taken on. Junk journaling. Look it up. My candles are lit. My joint is about to be too. And I'm about to listen to Joe again and mind the business that pays me. The music might get me in trouble, so if you want to support in other ways, you can. And if not, that is 100% okay. You know what I mean? I love y'all the long way, and I'll talk to you later. Something to think about. And for those that catch the replay, let's have a conversation in the comments. And I'm open. If you feel like I'm throwing shade, or what did one person say a while ago? I'll never forget it. I think I put it on my wall, yo. They said, you forgot where you came from. Baby, I didn't come from this saga. In fact, I named it the saga. I came from a mother that's deceased. I pay homage. I show respect time and time again. Was it reciprocated? You be the judge. But when it comes to where I came from, baby, it ain't this. It ain't that. All right? Keep it cute or keep it on